Okay, so on today's session on social media marketing and management, we will discuss about the third platform, which is really popular in social media marketing and advertising, and that name is Twitter. Twitter is a B2B and B2C platform. So on the first lecture of social media marketing and management, we were discussing about the different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest, Quora, and so out of those 7 to 8 social media platforms, the third or fourth biggest platform, which generate lots of engagement and conversion from the audiences, and which you can use to target B2B and B2C, and where the Generation X, Generation Y, and Generation Z is active, the platform name is Twitter. So Twitter is mostly used by the companies for customer engagement and customer support. They use Twitter to interact with their audiences and resolve their queries and questions which they are putting on internet. So when you are creating a Twitter account for your company, the first job is for you as a marketer is to build your audience on Twitter, build your following, because that following give you a reach and engagement. So how you can build your uh, audience on Twitter, and how you can create content on Twitter, how you can target your audience on Twitter, and how Twitter algorithm work, that you will learn on today's session. So a Twitter algorithm looks at, so there is every social media platform or any platform on which you are using for digital marketing, either it's a Google search, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, Pinterest, or Snapchat. They work on an algorithm, and that algorithm decide how much reach, engagement you will generate for your content. If you are following that algorithm, you will generate lots of engagement, lots of sale, and lots of conversion leads for your business. So before using a platform, you have to understand what kind of algorithm they have. Like Instagram. Instagram algorithm favors reels as compared to normal posts or IGTV videos. Instagram algorithm favors stories as compared to normal posts. Instagram algorithm favors those who have more comments and share on their post, or those posts are click on the save post section. There is a save post section on the left hand side of every single post which are published on Instagram. If someone is saving your post for future, Instagram will count is a quality content and give you a extra reach. So before using any platform, you have to understand how their algorithm works. When you will understand their algorithm, you can create that kind of content which align with the company's algorithm to get a higher engagement on that platform. So number one, the algorithm they have is tweet itself. The presence of media cards, image and video, total interaction, for example, number of tweet and reads. So the content is number one algorithm. So either you are using a text-based content, or as you know that we already discussed on the first lecture of social media marketing and management, Twitter is the second or third platform which is more popular in the media-based content. More than around 500 million hours of videos watched daily on Twitter. So we post lots of images as well as the videos on Twitter which are related to our content, and it drives more engagement. So the content you are creating on the Twitter, whether it's a normal tweet of around 230 or 260 characters, or you are using a normal video or an image about your product or services, will be the first thing which should be aligned with the algorithm. The your ad or your content, how much it is relevant to your customer. Second is the tweet's author, the person who is writing the tweet, or the person who is handling your Twitter account or working on a Twitter account. So your past interaction with the author of a tweet, the strength of your connection to them, and the origin of your relationship. So how Twitter will decide how they will assign you reach. So if your previous tweet or your previous content is driving engagement with other accounts, Twitter will start showing your content to those accounts again and again. Let's say you get a viral content, and after getting that viral content, you will start publishing more content. So the previous content you have published on Twitter, if that content drives lot of engagement, lots of share, lots of retweet, lots of comment, the same person who engaged with your previous content, they will start seeing your new content too. And your content can be comes into the trending section too. The third one is you. Tweets you found engaging in past and how often you use Twitter. So the content you are engaging with on Twitter and how much Twitter you are using. It also work on the algorithm part. Same, for example, lot of the digital marketers who are handling social media marketing platform, they use social media channels only when they require something in return. I want to generate leads, or maybe I'm just posting on the holidays, then I will create the content and publish the content on the platform. It will reduce your reach. If you use Twitter frequently and if you tweet once or twice a day, every single day, it will increase your engagement. If you only publish content on any social media platform or Twitter once in a while, maybe once in a week, or maybe 2 or 3 times in a month, your engagement will go slowly at downgrade. So how much Twitter you are using and how much you are engaging with the others content, or how much you are engaging with your own content. The people are commenting on your content. Are you reacting to those content? Are you replying to those content? It also drive engagement and also work include into the Twitter algorithm. So it's also important to publishing a really good content which have media based post include in it, creating a content which is engaging to your audience and intrigue them to share it using the relevant hashtag is really important. So if your content is generating lots of quote or retweet on Twitter, Twitter will start giving you extra reach, and your post will reach to more and more people. So same like on Instagram, we have a comment section, sharing section, or save to post section. Same here on Twitter, we call it a bookmark or retweet or comment or quote. So if someone is engaging with your content by choosing your content into a favorite or in a bookmark, or they are retweeting it or they are quoting it, so you will drive more engagement on your content and your content will get a viral reach. A few things you should know about the Twitter algorithm. Because Twitter is a live platform, timing has substantial weight. So if you see the other platform, Facebook, Instagram, they are also the live platform, but the more people you will find live actually on the real time on Twitter as compared to Facebook and Instagram. People post the picture and content on Facebook and Instagram and they just go offline. But on Twitter, when they post the content on Twitter, they spend more time on that live platform. Maybe they are checking the other tweets, or they are reading the retweets, or they are reading the quote. But if you compare Facebook, Instagram, Twitter have much more live hours as compared to Facebook and Instagram. And because it's a live platform, timing is really important. What time you are tweeting or what time you are creating and publishing a content on Twitter. Now the time is really important. If you see the general timing on Twitter to publish, you will find out that Tuesday is the right time to publish around 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. But it's a general timing. Every audience is different. Every age group is different. So the audience you are targeting, or the age group you are targeting, or the interest or behavior of people you are targeting will decide what will be the right time to post content on Twitter. For me, as a personal Twitter account, if I use my personal Twitter account, so I post mostly after 6 p.m. in the evening till 9 or 10 p.m. in the night. So that is my time. The accounts we handle from the company, we post around 2 p.m. At afternoon to 4 to 5 p.m. at the afternoon, and around Monday to Friday. We don't post on Saturday and Sunday. So every business have a different timings when they post content on Twitter. It depends upon the age group you are targeting, the audience you are targeting, or the gender you are targeting, or what kind of interest and behavior they have. So what you can do, you can go to the insight section of your Twitter and find out what was the time when most people are active on your account, when you are generating lots of reach on your tweet, and that time will help you to decide what will be the best time to publish or tweet content on Twitter. So when you are thinking about the algorithm, always remember Twitter is a live platform and you have to choose a right time to publish your content on Twitter. Second is profile credibility is important. Lots of the companies come to us and they ask us, please run advertisement on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or manage our handles. But and why they are coming us? Because it's really easy. They can also do the same thing. The problem is profile credibility. Profile credibility, how optimized your profile is. If your profile is not optimized, if your profile is not credible, you will not drive engagement, reach, or impression or result. As earlier, when you were creating a Facebook and Instagram or Twitter page, I ask you guys again and again to optimize your Facebook and Instagram pages, and how you will optimize and create a credible profile by providing all the information about your business into your pages. Like you should have a company logo as a profile picture. You should have a cover image which focus on your product. You should have about us section where you are clearly mentioning about your description, about your tagline, website, customer care number, email ID, what kind of services you are providing, and then the post section where you should have a frequently content published on your social media channel. Same thing on Twitter. If you want to create a credible profile, what you can do, there is a bio section. In that bio section, you can create a tagline, a small tagline of around 120 to 140 words, where you can mention about what kind of services you provide and why should your audience choose you as a company. And then after the bio, there is a section where you can mention your website. There is a section where you can mention your email ID and phone numbers on the Twitter. Also, in the profile picture section, on the cover photo section, you can mention your company logo, and the cover image section, you can mention all the services or product you are providing. So if, and also in the post section, the tweets, a text tweet or the media based tweet frequently around 4 to 5 in one day. So that will create a credible profile. Then the people who are quoting you, the people are commenting you, the people are mentioning you. You should also reply to those comments, or you have to those who are mentioning you, you have to reply to them. Those who are retweeting you and mentioning something, you also reply to them. This also will create a credibility. The third one is Twitter blue tick. So you can also apply for a Twitter blue tick if you are an influencer, creator, or a company. It's really easy. If you are a company, you need to just publish your documents, business license, and you can get a blue tick on Twitter. If you are an influencer or a public entity, public figure, then you need to publish an article on Wikipedia, or you should be on a Google Trends and copy and paste the link on Twitter, and you will get a blue tick from there. So these kind of things. But blue tick is a far thing, but you can start with a logo, cover image, bio, website, and the post on Twitter to create a credible profile. Now, the profiles who are credible and the profile who are optimized will generate around 500 to 600 more impression and more reach as compared to normal profile. Lots of people come to me, sir, why your account gets that much of reach? Why our account don't get that much of reach on Twitter? Because I publish lots of content every single day on Twitter. My profile is totally optimized. Everything on a bio section, on the website section, or on the phone number, email ID section, everything is clearly mentioned there. So credibility of your profile is really important when you are aligning with the Twitter algorithm to generate higher reach on social media platforms such as Twitter. Next one is native content is likely to take precedence over links to other sites, though links may still be shared. The type of content you are publishing on Twitter. So if you are just using a link, like copy a link from your website and posting it on Twitter and thinking it will generate lots of engagement, lots of website traffic, it will not happen. You have to go with a user generated content or media-based content or any other type of content or just a normal text-based content to target your customers on Twitter. So, yeah, but see, it's clearly mentioned here that the links also get shared. But if you use a native content, just images or normal text, as compared to the normal link, you will drive more engagement on your Twitter account. Tweets from people you engage with the most will show first. So tweets from people you engage with the most will show first. So let's say, as I told you, that I publish a content on
Sir,
Twitter.
can you please repeat the third point?
Okay, the native content is likely to take precedence over the links. So that there, for imagine, for example, let's say there is a website link, a blog, and you want to promote that blog using a social media uh, channel like Twitter. And when you are just copying the link from there and pasting the link on your Twitter, so it will drive less engagement as compared to the normal user generated content like a single image or a tweet with a limit of 260 characters. So try to create a user page generated content with image or media content, not directly copy the link and try to promote that link with Twitter. Just write a caption, headline, or use a media with a link you want to promote. If you directly try to promote the link, the engagement will be less as compared to if you try to promote link with the image and a caption to that image. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, the fourth point is tweets from people you engage with most will show first. So if you start engage, that happened to everyone. The last fourth point happens on every single platform, Instagram or Facebook. The content you are engaging on social media platform, especially on Twitter, from that same account, the other content will start showing on your news feed. Let's say you are watching a video from a T series page. So other videos from the T series page will start appearing on your pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you are following someone and you engage with that content earlier, or you are spending on their content time on their content, you will start seeing other tweets from the same account on your news feed on the Twitter. So if people are engaging with your content, they will see other content of your social media platform or your Twitter account. Now, those were the 4 points you should know about the Twitter algorithm. Now, there are few more things you should also know about the Twitter algorithm. A small percentage of users are served a tweet to measure initial engagement on the platform. So when you are creating a content and the result you are generating within a 1 hour or 2 hours, that will decide how much reach you will generate on that post. And that also happens with every single platform, especially on a YouTube. The likes, comment, or the watch hours on YouTube, same things. The impression, engagement, likes, or retweets you are getting into 1 to 2 hours, the initial time of your content will decide the performance of your content in the long run. That's why all the digital marketers, those who publish content on any social media platform, either it's a YouTube or Twitter, they try to promote organically or inorganically their content within a 1 or 2 hour after publishing it. So the small percentage, because on 1 or 2 hours, only a small percentage of your audience will show your content, but that will decide how much reach you will generate for this campaign in the long run. That's why whenever we want to create a content, new content on website or YouTube or any social media account, we start sending a notification, a push-up notifications, or email marketing campaign to everyone because we want engagement in initial hour to see how much uh, reach impression or leads for website traffic we can generate in a longer run. Likes, replies, retweets are likely to have a weighting score to keep you within the platform. Same like Instagram, the people who are liking your retweet, the people who are replying to your tweet, and the people who are retweeting your tweet. Also, the people who are marking your tweet in a bookmark or in a favorite will be a weight score when Twitter will decide which content will drive more engagement, which content they will provide more reach. So try to create that content which generate lots of replies and lots of retweets. Same like I gave you example earlier on a YouTube, lots of the influencers or creators who are creating a video, at the end of the video, they mention a one line that uh, share your thoughts in the comment section. It's up to them, they really want to know your thoughts or not, but they want you to comment, because that comment will provide you the extra reach, because it's a weighting score of giving a reach to any content or social media platform. So try to create that content on Twitter which drive more retweets, people want to reshare it, and people want to reply to your content. Like a company like, let's say, Zomato or Swiggy, they are using a Paytm, they are using Twitter really well. How? Because they are driving the content which people are sharing and replying to it. And the content is not every time related to their product and services. Sometimes they are creating content on the trending topic on Twitter, or sometimes they are creating the memes on Twitter, because they know people will reshare it, people will reply to it, and when they reshare it and reply it or retweet it, it will get them an extra reach. And when they will get an extra reach, it will increase their followers. Also, it will increase the reach of the other tweets where they are mentioning about their product. So let's say they created a meme and that meme got a viral reach. Because of that meme of viral reach, the other content of that platform will also get an extra reach, because it will come into the suggestion part. So that is the second thing you have to remember. Try to create the content with people like, share, or retweet. It's not like you just want to optimize your profile and you are blindly creating the content without thinking about whether it will generate the engagement or not. Now, the third point is time spent reading someone tweets or visiting their profile will impact the content you see, even if you don't engage with it. So, other than that, liking, replying, or retweeting, because likes, reply, and retweet are the example of engagement. Timing, the time you spend on someone's profile or clicking on their profile picture is not a part of engagement, but it will also help you in the algorithm part if they're spending time on your profile or clicking on your profile picture or checking your tweets without clicking on the like or reply button. They will again see your content in their newsfeed. So that's why you have to optimize your profile and create a credible profile on Twitter, because people will visit your profile and your profile is optimized and credible. They will spend at least 1 or 2 minutes there. And when they spend 1 or 2 minutes there, your content will start coming into their newsfeed. So that is another part of the algorithm. So you can generate higher reach by creating a user generated content which drive engagement like, replies, and retweets. Also, you can drive more engagement and more reach when people are spending time on your profile or checking your content on your profile picture or your cover photos. And the next one is, the more you engage with people, the more they engage back. Make the algorithm show further tweets in their timeline if they are following you. So lots of people also come to me and tell me that earlier they were getting lots of reach on Twitter, but nowadays their reach is almost dead. Earlier they were getting likes around 2,000 or 3,000 on their tweets. Now they are not crossing even 200 or 300. Why? Because they are not engaging with their audiences. Every time you tweet on Twitter, someone comment on it. Not on Facebook. You post on Facebook, no one will comment on it. You will post a picture on Instagram, hardly 1 or 2 your friends will comment on it. But on Twitter, replying and retweeting or engagement is high as compared to Facebook and Instagram. So someone will really retweet or comment on it or quote on it. So you have to engage with it. If you engage with it, they will engage with you back. And when they engage you back, your content will start appearing on their timeline if they are following you. If they are not following you, then it will not happen. But if they are following you, your content will start appearing on their wall again and again. So try to engage with your audiences. And engagement means those who are retweeting, quoting, or replying to your tweets, reply back to them. So these are the 4 extra points you should remember about the Twitter algorithm when you are publishing the content on Twitter or when you are using Twitter as a marketing tool in social media marketing and management. Now, as I told you earlier, that Twitter is a customer support or customer engagement platform. Hardly any business use Twitter for lead generation. They use Twitter mostly for customer support or brand awareness or generating website traffic or diverting website traffic from Twitter to their website. So companies are using Twitter mostly for customer support and customer reviews or customer engagement, and that's come into the listening plan. So when the previous session on social media marketing, on one session we have discussed about the social media listening and social media monitoring. In the listening part, we observe what people are talking about our brand, our industry, and about our company, about our product, and about our services. And in the monitoring part, we become their part of the conversation. So in the monitoring part of social media monitoring, because I'm discussing again because this lecture we have covered, I think 2 weeks ago. So because any other platform we hardly use for monitoring and listening, we don't use we use Facebook a lot for monitoring and listening, but not so much as Instagram. But Facebook don't have that much reach these days. So businesses are using Twitter for monitoring and listening, because whenever someone have any question, any doubt, any complaint regarding your product or regarding your company or regarding your industry, they directly go to Twitter and tweet about it. So companies are using it for monitoring and listening purposes. So monitoring means identifying and responding to the individual brand mentioned on your media. So in the listening part, you will see, collect the data, what they are talking about you. And in the monitoring part, you will become the part of the conversation. If someone is mentioning you, if someone is replying or mentioning about your product, about your company, even about your industry, you will become the part of that conversion from the monitoring process. So monitoring and listening are both are part of Twitter, and 97 or 95% companies are using social media, especially Twitter, for listening and monitoring purpose. What kind of hashtags are trending on Twitter? What kind of people are mentioning your industry? What kind of people are mentioning your username and directly putting your questions on their tweet? And you can use tools like TweetDeck or the hashtag to follow on Twitter to find out what trending on Twitter, what the hashtag people are using on their content. Like I'm a digital marketing, I'm a person who is handling digital marketing company. So what I will do, I will go to the digital marketing platform like Twitter, and I will follow some hashtag on a tool like TweetDeck or Buffer or Hotsuite, and I will find out how many people are using digital marketing hashtag or social media marketing or future digital marketing hashtag on their tweets, and I will become the part of that conversation to drive more engagement. Also, people who are mentioning my personal company on Twitter by putting attending complaints or asking any question about our services, I will also become the part of that conversation, and it will help me to drive engagement and drive more reach for my content. Also, social listening and social monitoring also important to build your online reputation management. And these are the few tools. Now, some of the tools we already discussed on our first few lectures, which you can use for listening and monitoring, especially on Twitter. The tool we use in our company are TweetDeck. In TweetDeck, you can add 2 to 3 accounts of Twitter, and you can check what people are talking about your industry, your company, your product, your services, and other tools you can use mention who are mentioning your profile or who are mentioning your competitor profile. So listening and monitoring is not all about just knowing what people are talking about you. It's also important what people are talking about you, your competitor brand. That most of the big companies and multinational companies used to do. Whenever something go down or something go bad for one company, the competitor company come up with a content and try to drive the customers to their platform. Like for example, few months ago, Paytm was platform was down, so PhonePe tweet something like some kind of a meme on Twitter, because they know their competitor was Paytm and they were using these kind of tools. If how many people are tagging Paytm on Twitter, if their platform is down, their UPI is not working right now. So you can use this mention and social mention tool to know about what people are talking right now on a real time about your company or your competitor company or about your industry or about your product. We have tools like Hotsuite, Sprout Social, Brandwatch, Coros, Avera, Meltwater. You can use any kind of tool. All tools provide same kind of features. One of the two tools provides some extra feature. So depend upon what kind of features you are looking on the tool, you can pick one tool for your Twitter management for all listening and monitoring by using Twitter social media platform. Now, as you will become a social media marketer, or maybe you will start a company one day, so you should use Twitter or not, or if you should use Twitter. So what is the goal you will set up? Because any marketing campaign, organic or paid, or any platform, social or search engine, first thing comes a goal. Without setting up a goal, you cannot create your marketing campaign. That's why whenever we run a campaign on Facebook, Instagram, or PPC advertising, first thing we have to set a goal like brand awareness, reach, website traffic, conversion, lead generation. Same thing with Twitter. Either you are creating an organic campaign by creating a user base content or native content on Twitter and posting frequently on Twitter, or you are running advertisement on Twitter and targeting your audiences. First thing you have to pick your goal with a related KPI. What you want to achieve with the content you are publishing on Twitter. So how you can use Twitter? Number one goal is brand awareness. That one the most used by companies after customer support. So you have a new company, you want to create awareness, you want to reach to maximum number of people, you want people to remember you. What you can do, you can go with a brand conversion campaign or brand awareness campaign. Second is watch your competitor. You can use TweetDeck, or you can directly go to Twitter search, or you can use Twitter advanced search option to watch your competitor. What kind of content they are publishing, what kind of engagement, retweets, replies, likes they are getting, what kind of product they are showcasing on their Twitter, what kind of services they are doing, and what kind of advertisement they are running on Twitter. So you will not use only Twitter for just for brand conversion or brand awareness. You can also use Twitter for analyze the performance of your competitor. Whenever you will go to any company, they will ask you first thing, research on your competitors. Before creating any marketing campaign, they will ask you research on your competitor. So you can use Twitter to research on your competitor. That is one of the most powerful tools after Google. You can use to research on your competitors, what your competitors are doing, what type of content they are promoting, how are they using social media and social listening, what kind of advertisement they are publishing. All you can watch from Twitter. Search hashtag for a specific conversation. Twitter is one of the platform which relies more on hashtag. Hashtag give you extra reach. We use hashtag on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn too, but on Twitter, hashtag really work a lot. Hashtag can give you 10 to 30% extra reach on Twitter. And following the hashtag which are related to your company, or creating a unique hashtag, like our hashtag is IDM Daily. So whenever we create a post on Twitter, we use a hashtag of IDM Daily or digital marketing. That one is not our hashtag, but that hashtag we are following because we want to know how many people are talking about digital marketing. So searching on the hashtag for a specific conversation that are related to your industry will also help you to create a proper marketing campaign on Twitter. Find ideas of a new product or enhancement of existing product. Same thing as I told you on the social listening part and social monitoring part. And on that part, I gave you example of a Netflix socks. In Netflix comes an idea on Netflix that they need to create a Netflix socks which gives signals to your television or your mobile device or your laptop to switch off the device when you doze off. How? Because they are following a social listening and social monitoring using a social media platform like Twitter, and that gives them idea to create a new product. Same thing you can also use on Twitter. It will give you an idea when you follow some conversation on Twitter by using monitoring and listening. What kind of problems people are facing related to your industry, and you can use that information to enhance your product or to launch a new product about your in your company. Next one is understanding customer complaints. As I told you, other than the brand awareness, mostly Twitter are used for customer support. Either they are have a problem related to your industry or problem related directly to your company. They will directly come to your online and directly mention your username and write down their complaint. And we all know that online anything can become viral within a few seconds. So understanding what customer complaint is and resolving it 1 to 2 hours is really important and can help you to build a perfectly online marketing strategy on Twitter. Find people who have problem that your product can solve. So if I have a product like a digital marketing course, so the problems I can solve, like providing jobs, providing freelancing work, helping small businesses to generate leads, sale, or providing people part-time work. So these kind of problems my course can solve. So what I will do, I will target or create content or use hashtag on Twitter related to that problems, and then introduce my course to those people who are engaging with my content. So if you have a product which can solve problem to a particular audience, a particular people, you will create the content related on that problem, and that will come into the first part of your journey. That will be the brand awareness. Second one is confusion. Third one is conversion. Managing marketing campaigns and contests with the hashtag. So these above 6 points were organic one. And next one is managing marketing campaigns. Same like Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn. You can also advertise on Twitter too. You can target people on the basis of their interest, age group, gender, or what kind of content they are watching on Twitter. So you can also use it for advertise, spend some budget, and target your audiences and show your advertisement to your targeted audiences. Manage crisis. Manage crisis will also come when there is in the online reputation management. If something is going wrong with your brand and you are generating lots of negative feedback from your company, sorry, from your clients or from the your customers, you can use Twitter from to manage the crisis. If you just think for 1 or 2 minutes, you will find out whenever company is going from something bad or they are getting lots of negative feedback, they issue their statements always on Twitter. So Twitter is the best platform to manage the crisis or to deal with all the complaints and negative feedbacks you are getting on your company or on your product. And next one is stay up to date on industry trends. So other than the competitors, what happening new in your industry? What kind of new products are launching in your industry? What people are talking about your industry? Everything you can find out on Twitter if you use those tools like social mentions or Sprout Social or Buffer or Hotsuite or TweetDeck. So Twitter is mostly used for social listening and social monitoring, and all that you can achieve if you clearly observe what people are talking about your brand, about your company, about your industry, and become a part of that conversation. And that help you to build your online reputation and trust and rapport, and it will drive engagement, reach, and create brand awareness for your brand. And the last one is look for opportunity to surprise and delight prospect and customer. So that one, if you find that hours you are generating lot of reach, lots of engagement, you are getting lots of followers, uh, and people are replying on retweeting your content, you can use that opportunity to launch a new product or to provide certain kind of a offer, or you can surprise them with any type of new content or new product you want to uh, uh, feature on your company. Now, other than that, that was all about the algorithm of Twitter and what you can achieve from Twitter. Now come to the building a strategy that attracts the right follower. Now Twitter will show your content and will give you reach to your followers only. They will not give you reach to those who are not following you. If someone is not following you, they will not see your content unless they will go to trending topic and following a particular hashtag. So you can get reach only from your followers. Other than that, you need to advertise. So how you can build your followers, that is really important. So number one thing to build a great following on your Twitter account is creating an inviting profile. What is an inviting profile? Same thing like a credibility profile. That the profile should have a cover photo. A profile should have a profile picture. It should have a tagline. It should have a bio. It should have a website traffic. It should have other things like use emojis, use hashtag, and use tags like mentioning someone to help to stand out. Your photo should be your company logo, or if you are an individual, then your photo should be clear. So these kind of things you can do on your in profile section of inviting a profile section. Second thing is identify the potential followers in your network. Look for industry leaders, prospect and influencers, follow them, engage and retweet their content. Just make sure you aren't overdoing it and coming across as pushy and creepy. So when you are a new brand and you don't have a followers, so what you can do, people who are related to your industry, you can follow them. People who are influencers in your industry, you can follow them. You can engage with their content. You can retweet their content, but never overdo it. It's not that if they are posting content daily, so you are engaging with every single of their content or you are retweeting every single of their content. No. The content which you think is driving more engagement, you can become a part of that. And you will see on Twitter a lot that competitors are retweeting and engaging and doing a funny banter on Twitter a lot. Like Paytm is doing a banter. Paytm is engaging with the content of PhonePe and Google Pay. Same thing happening with Zomato and Airtel. Same thing happening with Vodafone and or Airtel or Swiggy and Zomato or every single brand. So they are engaging with their content and they are retweeting their content or they are quoting their content. So you can also do those kind of things to drive more engagement and to more followers on your network. So if you have a new account with a less follower, what you can follow some industry leader and your competitor and become a part of their conversation, and you will generate lots of followers from there. And it's a well-tested theory. We use that theory with lots of our clients accounts. They have around 200 to 300 followers, and now they have around 30,000 plus followers on their Twitter account, organically by just becoming a part of the conversation people are doing on Twitter. Next thing, to generate followers on your Twitter account is using the hashtag really wisely. So you can use hashtag two types. One, which are your personal hashtag like your company name or your product name. The second hashtag will be the industry related, which people are using a lot. So make sure your hashtags are relevant to your brand, your product and your services or your audiences. This is not Instagram, so don't go overboard with hashtag. 2 or 4 are enough. On Instagram, people use 10, 12 or 13 or 20 hashtags. Instagram have a limit of 30 hashtags. Sometimes people use 30 hashtags, but this is not Instagram. Because on Instagram, hashtag will be hidden at the bottom. Here it will be shown with your tweet. So don't do over it. Only 2 to 4 hashtags are enough for your content, and the hashtag you are choosing should be related to your industry. Like as I told you, whenever we are publishing content on Twitter, we use hashtag like IDM daily. That is a company name, or a PGTM digital marketing program that is related to our product. Then the industry hashtag like digital marketing or digital marketing institute. So these kind of hashtag you should use on your content you are publishing, and that kind of hashtag which are related to your industry, company, or your product will drive lots of followers to your profile. Next thing is share content that attracts the right audience, and that will work on every single platform: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Pinterest, or Snapchat. If you are sharing content that is interesting and valuable to your audience, it will attract more followers because your audience will engage and reshare and expanding your reach. That's why the brands on Twitter always tweet on the trending topics, and once a day in a week they create a meme, because we all know that meme gets a viral reach. So you can also do that. You can create user generated content, you can create media based content, you can go for video, you can go for a text based tweet which intrigue your audience to comment or reply on your tweet, and which relate to them. If you create a tweet which relate to them, they will reply to them. Yeah, we are relating to that topic. We also do something like that in our past. So that kind of thing will happen on your tweets or content, and it will drive more engagement, reach. And the last one, second last one is be authentic. So be authentic means don't copying someone, create the content which is real. So if you have a great culture, like if you have a great culture, and so try to create a content like create content on your team, like team leaders, or you can I give you an example of introducing your team. So you can create a content which we also call them behind the scene content, introducing your team members, or introducing what happening in your company, introducing what you are doing, why you are doing, how you are doing. These kind of things can help you to create content which drive more engagement. Showing your personality will attract and keep more followers to your channel. Audience love to feel engaged and connected. So try more authentic content. Don't try to just copy and paste the content. Try to show behind the scenes. Try to show what you are doing, why you are doing, and how you are doing. Everyone is doing the business, but why you are different from others? Why your company, audience, or the customer should choose you? That you will showcase on your content you are publishing on Twitter, which can drive more and more engagement for your business. Next one is engage with replies and retweet and tag. So those people who are tagging you or replying to your post, if you are replying to back them and you are engaging back them, can bring more followers to your profile. Talk to your audience, let them know that you are listening, and their question and comments don't go unheard. So when you are replying and retweeting and tagging your audiences, that helps you in two ways. Number one, it will building trust. It will building on a reputation of your brand. Second thing is that you are driving lots of followers to your Twitter profile. And followers are really important because it will give you more reach and more impression to your future content. And the last one is be consistent, and that one is will go for every single platform, either Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I already mentioned that in this lecture, that don't post once in a week or 2 or 3 times in a month when you need something written. Try to create content every single day, or at least 4 to 5 times in a week. If you tweet randomly with big gaps between your tweet, your audience may never even see your content, because when Twitter find out If you are tweeting only once in a week, they will not give you even enough reach. Your post even show into their walls. So Twitter is a channel which frequency matters a great deal because it moves so quickly and it's easy to your audience to miss your tweet. Try to tweet at least once a day, but you can tweet even more than that if you are valuable content to share. A lot of the brands are tweeting around 3 to 4 tweets in a single day. So imagine if you are tweeting only one tweet in a week, your content will not even show into their newsfeed. And if it not appear to in their newsfeed, it will not generate impression. And if it not generate impression, it will not generate reach or conversion. So try to become consistent. Try to tweet at least one time in a day, or you can go up to 4 to 5 times in a day if you have a really good content. Don't overdo it unless you don't have a really good content. And next one is have an interesting header. Header is also important part because on the logo you can only mention your company name, that's it. But in a header you can mention a lot of things. You can become a creative. You can use your company name, your website, your phone number, your email ID, a tagline. Like our tagline is learn from industry experts, or you can use the name of your product and services. You can use a headline like why choose us with a description, why your customer choose you. So create an interesting header because header side is really big, and whenever they will visit your profile, they can read everything about you on the header section, which will drive more reach and more follower to your Twitter profile. Then there are a few more things which you can do also for your Twitter profile when you are using it for marketing purposes. Don't buy followers. So Twitter is also popular for fake followers, or we also call them bot followers. So lots of time when you become a digital marketing, or you will when you're working for a company, you will receive lots of messages like buy 1,000 followers in 20 rupees, or buy 100 followers in 20 rupees, or get 10,000 likes, or get 10,000 online polls on Twitter. Don't do that because they are dead followers, or we all call them fake followers or bot followers. They will not help you to drive engagement. And if Twitter find out that they are the you are buying followers and they are the bot followers, maybe Twitter will close your account, or maybe they will mark your account as a spam. So this should go without saying, but don't do it. There are no point of buying followers because those people won't engage with your content. They will only show into the following section. When someone visits your profile, they will see, oh, they have 10,000 followers. When they see your tweet, the tweet have only 10 or 20 likes. Why? Because they are the fake followers, they are the bot followers, they will not like your content. So never buy the fake followers for your Twitter profile. The next thing is don't use services that enable you to send automatic direct messages to people. So there are lots of software or automated tools which you can add to your Twitter direct messages, and if you use that, it will start sending automatic messages to the people who are engaging with you. Don't do that on Twitter. People want to engage with humans, especially on Twitter, because they are coming here for customer support. And when they are coming for a customer support, they want an actual human interaction. So don't try to use a direct message, automatic messages on Twitter account. This is inauthentic and spamming behavior, and people may report and block or unfollow you. You need to earn their trust before you send them a marketing messages. Once you will earn their attention, their trust, then you can use automatic messages like Zomato used to do on their platform. Unless you can't do that, people will start unfollowing you. And let's come to the last button, which is ask people to follow you. The last thing which you can use to generate lots of followers on your Twitter profile is asking people to follow you. And how you can do that? The blogs you are writing on social media, on your website. As I told you earlier, you have downloaded a plugin named Yoast SEO to optimize your blog. There is another plugin you can download, which is let's say social share, and there are other type of plugin available on WordPress, or you can using if you're using a Wix.com, so you can download application from there. These kind of plugins will create that kind of icons below your blog, or even on the left hand side column, or a sidebar, or even on the top of your blog. These kind of icons will appear, so people can see these kind of icons and click on your Twitter icon, and they will redirect to your Twitter profile, and they can follow your page. So once after reading your content on your website, if they like your content and they want to know more about you, they will click on this button and start following. So you can use it on a YouTube video, you can use it on your Facebook and Instagram, on your blog, anywhere. That is the last thing you can use to drive more engagement to your, or more followers to your Twitter profile. So that is all about the Twitter algorithm, using Twitter for listening and monitoring, and building followers on your Twitter profile to drive more engagement and more conversion to your business. So any question, any doubt you guys have till now, you can ask.